What's good people? I hope you're well. I hope you guys are having a good week, having a good Monday. Welcome to another episode of The Village Show with your boy Jack the Sound Sangoma. Thank you very much again for subscribing and engaging with our content. We really appreciate it. Today we have another jam pack for you guys. On the video appreciation, we have Double Trouble. Double Trouble is gonna be giving us a music video called Mashuping. And then we have on the music appreciation, we have Gusba Banana, who just released the new EP. We have a song called Mashonza, which you're gonna appreciate. Very dope song. On the topic of the week, we talk about the age crisis, where you find people complaining or people actually falling into depression and stress because of them aging. On what's the hustle, we look at sneaker reselling, actually buying sneakers to resell and mocking up the price. On our Kasi Superhero, we have one of those men, DJ Fresh, as our Kasi Superhero. We're going to be appreciating DJ Fresh. And then on the trailer watch, we have a trailer from Netflix called Jiva. Without further ado, without me talking too much, let's get into it. You know what it is, man. It's the Village Show, episode 14. And then again, like I said, on the music appreciation or the video appreciation, we have Double Trouble with the music video Mashuping featuring Mr. Brown and Lil Mary. Let's get to it. Mashuping. Very, very nice song, very dope song, you know what I mean, as we prepare for December, you know what I'm saying. That Bolo House wave, very, very big in Limpopo and actually taking over worldwide. You check what I mean with the Master KGs and all of those making good music. Today we appreciate Double Trouble for the song. I mean, Open Mic Productions, go and make sure that you engage with their page on YouTube. Make sure that you follow them on Instagram and all of the platforms. On the topic of the week this week, as mentioned, we're going to talk about the age crisis. I'm going to start by explaining what the age crisis is and how the age crisis is actually affecting how we're actually living our lives, right? So the age crisis is basically the fear of actually growing, I'm saying, the fear of actually aging, I'm saying. So have an opportunity to talk to young guys and older guys about this, problem. And I find that the problem is different depending on where you're looking at it. I'm saying, older people wanting to be young and young people wanting to be older sometimes. It just creates a different vibe. So my experience when it comes to the age crisis, first of all, is the societal norms, is what people believe is supposed to be. For example, when you turn 12, this is supposed to be, you're supposed to be this kind of person. When you turn, 18, you're supposed to be this person. When you turn 21, when you turn 25, when you turn 30, you're supposed to have figured it out. When you turn 40, you're supposed to be taking care of your family and all of that, you know what I mean? So that's where it starts, first of all. You know what I mean? So we conditioned to actually believe at a certain age we're supposed to be doing certain things because that's what society has made a template of actually growing up. But what I'm finding a lot these days is I'm finding like younger people are more stressed about figuring it out at a very, very young age. For example, I spoke to an 18-year-old who was speaking like a 40-year-old. They were speaking about the stress that they haven't figured it out. They don't understand where their life is going. Which is good that they're thinking about their life that way. But at 18, you shouldn't be stressed about things like that at that age. Yes, of course, it's important to have a vision and know what you want, but you shouldn't be stressing. I was actually telling the person, like, what's going to happen when you get to 30? What's going to happen when you get to 40 if you're stressing at 18 about things that, they're talking about marriage, they're talking about having their own money. And, don't get me wrong, some people can do it that young and actually succeed at it, but not a lot of people are really matured or have seen life to learn a lot about themselves, to be in relationships that much at the age of 18. You know what I mean? You still need to learn some things and actually find life, for you to be able to commit to say that you want to be in a relationship at 18. You know what I mean? Talking about, I need to have a job, I need to have the savings already in my accounts. Again, that's a good way of thinking about it, but don't let it rob you of your youth. I'm saying your youth only comes once and you have to explore certain things, for example, traveling, I'm saying, just experimenting with your life and finding your purpose. I mean, most of the time when you get to your 30s, that's when you're starting to look at different things and you're matured enough, you've played enough, you don't want to play anymore. You want to be able to get to a certain age and be able to live your life comfortably. But again, this can be societal norms that are forcing you to do that. All I'm trying to say is, everybody at a different age, you find a lot of 25-year-olds who are stressing about, when am I going to get a family? I'm not even dating someone. Am I going to get married? Am I even going to have kids? Do I even have kids? Especially when it comes to girls, there's a lot of pressure whenever they get to a certain age, because society expects certain things, which means sometimes they find themselves in positions of doing certain things, not really for doing them, but doing certain things because that's what they believe society is looking for from them. You check what I mean? So it's important to understand that, as much as age is a way of us calculating how much time we have had in earth, what I mean, it doesn't really mean much. What I mean, it's all about maturity. You don't want to have a kid if you're not matured enough to be able to take care of a kid. For example, a person who can't even take care of themselves, how are they going to be able to take care of the kid? The kid is probably going to be taken care of by the parents, and it ends up being a very, very bad environment for family when it comes to things like that. What I mean? So give yourself time to actually mature. And for the old people, who wanting to be young, and most of the time, the diagnosis of the problem is because maybe they didn't have enough time to play when they were, actually older. You check when they were actually younger. So they're finding themselves missing out or feeling like they've missed out, and they want to actually be back and live that. And there's nothing wrong. They say you must stay young at heart, but there's certain things that we have to get past, and actually let the next generation be able to do whatever they have to do. You check what I mean? And understand that they're going to go through with their own way, and not blame them and always be like, yo, I wish if I was growing up in your guys' generation, I was going to do this and this and this, because we can't turn back time. You check what I mean? If you feel like you can do it, you still can do it. But the only thing is when you actually forget or try to act like you don't understand certain things because of ignorance and always wanting to stay, unmatured. You check what I mean? You get yourself into relationships, you get married because people are saying you must get married, but you still want to be out there. You still want to be in the clubs, playing around and actually flirting with girls. That situation it's not gonna work out. You can be 50 and not get married. You check what I mean? Or not have a family and still be around and playing and doing whatever you want. Nobody's gonna, question you for that. Whenever you feel matured, you can find somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with. And that means at that time, that's when you get matured. The problem is most of us are pressured by societal norms to actually get ourselves in certain positions before we even ready to be in those positions, because of this thing called age. Like I said before, when you get to a certain age, certain people are going to be saying this is what people who are at this age are supposed to live by, or this is how people at a certain age are supposed to live by, and then these things influences what we do. It's the same thing with school, when you're at school and you're at a certain age, maybe you have failed twice, the younger kids are already saying like, yo, you're not supposed to be here, your peers are out there, actually working, and you're still at high school, because of the age you get discriminated, and you develop this anxiety or even stress sometimes because you feel like you don't fit into your age group. You check what I mean? So it's important to analyze that and to understand that, it doesn't matter what age you're in, it's how you're feeling. That's the most important. You can find a 60-year-old who's enjoying their life more than a 17-year-old, because a 17-year-old is not living like a 17-year-old. A 17-year-old is living like a 60-year-old, because they feel like they need to be grown or they need to have a lot of responsibility. It comes with time, and what you need to understand is you can't go back. You can't fast forward. What you have is actually now. So, the age crisis, a lot of people stresses them out. I remember when I was telling these other guys that I'm turning 32, they're like, you're turning 32? I was like, yeah. Oh, you're getting old, sir. They call me, sir. I was like, nah, I'm not really. I don't feel like I'm getting old. It's like new age. It's more wisdom. You check what I mean? I've experienced more. I'm experiencing more. And I love that. I love getting into new age. I love, just maturing, physically, mentally, financially, however. It's just wonderful to go through these steps and actually really enjoy each step, without missing the steps and wanting to go back at a certain time, because your experience can really be distorted. So basically that's the age crisis right there, and hoping that maybe it will have some of you out there who are dealing or struggling with actually identifying with your age or feeling like you have to be a certain place. You don't have to, whatever needs to be, it will be. God, always has you, and understand that whatever position you're in, that means God wants you in that position for that time, and just appreciate that. Don't feel like you're getting older or you're chasing time, or don't feel like you're too young, or, time is not going to be in your side. If you're still 18, you're still going to turn 25, you're still going to turn 30, still going to be 40. If you're 30, you're still going to be 40, you're still going to be 50, you're still going to be 60. You check what I mean? People are scared of actually aging because they feel like, when you're aging, you don't really have fun. You check what I mean? And for me, I feel like whenever you're aging and you start having more responsibility in your life, that's when you start really enjoying life, because you're experiencing yourself fully, and you matured and you gave yourself time to actually understand yourself through the process of aging. So if you're suffering from, the age problem, I'm just saying that appreciate where you are, understand that, every day is just a growth process, and it's always about getting better and better and better. You check what I mean? Cool. So basically that's the topic of the week. On the music appreciation, we have Gusba Banana with a song called Mashonza. This is an EP that just came out from a homie, beautiful music out here. Without me talking a lot, let's just appreciate this song right here.
Pute pute, kuna budi ya chi bute mara kusit sa zui mune doara vera sa chi umbe koro katara kata asi bass in the lead the guitar skimma my ba TFN never nis my pa bara nis my pa adi baba adi mashonza popi fera badi na basa na kupi kalanga wine Dubai makoshi Deri vitonga jek mavasa kufila safe tin nagato kalanga piki soko visa magato mara nani wo mara ndizwa mini wo wana wa muhari wo this your bog with the name Mr. B AK the garments I say Gusba I say Gusba I say Gusba Yo yeah Ufune sama zambani, ufune sama dabula, odeka tafula, tilima bangula, ndipo muvangula, bato muvangula, nandi mudengu mara ningati dengula, uvacha madekwe, nikola mukeke, kovachi pembe, urea magwekwe. Baby I'm sorry man, askis, niko groove I'm in 626. Bro, please don't sleep, ndiwo chipe vaurwane vadivi va man'wana chinyinda swikuna nditoriwa nga luvalo Gusba ndi baba havo pera halungano ndikusukitadza ndina papi na vabango
there with something different, you know what I mean, on the piano wave and giving us that nice tunes, you know what I mean. His music was doing really well on Apple Music. You know, shout out to Gusba Banana. Please make sure that you go subscribe on his page on YouTube, and make sure that you follow him on Instagram and engage with his music. Right, on the hustle, on what's the hustle today, I have something that I got introduced to by somebody. I'm not really into it, but I find it interesting. You know, what they do is actually reselling of sneakers, you know, buying and reselling of sneakers. So there's actually a street, I don't want to call it an unofficial market because it's actually official, where people are actually reselling sneakers. You know, people will go and find these exclusive sneakers, you know, and sell it to their clients, you know. So they make a lot of money by reselling the sneakers, you know, sneakers like your Jordans, you know what I mean, your Nikes, your Adidas, you know what I mean. There's a lot of brands out there, your All Stars, your Vans. You check what I mean. These are brands that are actually being resold by individuals who are selling them straight to their customers. So this market is big because when it comes to the sneakers, there's certain sneakers that are exclusive sneakers that you don't really actually just find everywhere. You know, and if you have that pair, it's like art. It appreciates, and if you're keeping it well, some people might want to buy it and actually get sold for a bigger price. You know, so what really surprised me about this industry is once I saw somebody saying they made 33,000 US dollars from a pair of sneakers. I was like, wait, you made 33,000 US dollars from a pair of sneakers? You know what I mean? That's when I started getting interested. Like, what is it about these sneakers that people want to pay that much amount? You know, because they're exclusive and they actually art. You know what I mean? The designers and the collaboration between these brands. For example, the Off-White with the Nike, you know what I mean? That's a hot seller in the streets, you know what I mean? The price is actually going to go up. You check what I mean? So when you get this collaboration, and even, you know, Jordans, like the basic Jordans, you know what I mean? Some of the sneakers, they only release a certain pair or a number of pairs of sneakers. So if you don't get those pairs, some people might want to make the bootleg, but the exclusive sneakers actually buy, and people want to be exclusive. You check what I mean? So the sneaker market is a very, very big market where people are making a lot of money from buying sneakers and really selling sneakers, to a point where now you have website where you can actually list your sneakers, and people can actually go and bid for the price for the sneakers. Let's say, for example, you list it for 1,000 and the first bid is like 1,005 and somebody says 2,000, until the highest price, and you actually sell it to the highest bidder, and they're probably gonna do the same and keep on reselling. People go and buy sneakers. These guys are always waiting for the exclusive drops, the new drops, the drops that maybe some people don't know about it, the exclusive drops, the limited drops, and that's what makes a lot of money. The retros, like the old school, if you can find the old schools that are kept really, really nice, you can resell those because somebody's actually looking for those. And some people are just really collectors. They just want to collect this. They have a collection of sneakers, different types of sneakers. So you have different people who really wear their sneakers all the time, because they want to be seen wearing their sneakers. And then there's people who are just collectors, they just like having a closet full of sneakers. Once maybe they will resell, but they just like collecting the sneakers and having a collection, because that collection is valuable. It's like collecting art. It's like collecting art from all of these designers. So, sneakers reselling is something that if you want to get into it, you can get into it at a very, very entry level, finding some really, really cool sneakers, some New Balances, whatever it is, and just finding a market for you to be able to sell to that. When you make profits, you can start buying exclusive and higher end, and you can develop a business by reselling sneakers. So that's on what's the hustle for this week. Reselling sneakers, which is a big industry, which is $1 billion industry in the world, and you can get a piece of that pie, if you wanna be reselling sneakers. Cool. Right. Cool. On our Kasi superhero today, I'm excited for this one. Just because this guy, he's not only just a Kasi superhero, this guy is a superhero to a lot of even celebrities. The reason why I made him a Kasi superhero is because I was actually listening or watching DJ Cleo's interview on McJay's podcast. And he was talking about how DJ Fresh was actually the guy who gave him the guide of the music industry, who made him register Wheel of Steel as his record company, who made him make sure that he was working hard, he wasn't slacking, he did make sure that the money didn't actually derail him. That for me really, really touched my heart, because there's been stories that I heard about DJ Fresh on how he has helped a lot of guys and has been there as a bigger brother in terms of guiding people and being like, yo, and how people talk about his eye for talent. Before we talk about him as DJ Fresh in terms of a DJ and what he has done for the DJ scene in South Africa, I do believe that DJ Fresh is one of the DJs that made DJing one of those things that people can respect. I'm seeing like a person like who's respectable as DJ Fresh, turning the desk, going to shows and killing the shows, and breaking boundaries, made a lot of African young boys and young girls to want to be DJs, and he played a part in ushering, and giving the education behind the scenes on, how to act when you become a famous DJ, and then being a radio DJ, one of the, legendary DJ, radio presenters we have in South Africa is DJ Fresh. You check what I mean, to a lot of like behind the scenes that he does. At the Village Show, we always appreciating guys like that, and we just want to take off our hat to DJ Fresh and just say, keep on doing what you're doing, keep on motivating us, keep on being at the upfront through your ups and downs with you, everything that you did for DJ Cleo, for all of these people, for your Black Coffees and, your Kent and your Euphonic and all of these people. We really appreciate you for that, and just keep on doing what you're doing, and from us at Chitangani, we really appreciate you, and we hope that, you keep on, giving us your legendary status, and we celebrate you, and we give you flowers while you're still alive. Right. Cool. So on our trailer watch, this week we have one of the movies that was released, I think, a year ago, Very, very fun movie on Netflix called Jiva. It's a movie about the dance scene in South Africa, basically incorporating like Sibu drama, piano, and calm. You know what I mean? But it's a very, very cool series. I really like the series. It was really shot well. You know what I mean? And again, just appreciating South African content, African content. You know what I mean? Shout out to Netflix for this one. Without me actually talking a lot about it, let's watch the trailer.
I wake up every morning. It's the same thing all over again.
You're late again.
You know I'm taking care of my entire family.
It isn't.
You keep wondering when your day will come to be happy.
Welcome to the 5th annual Jiva Auction Dance Competition.
You think this is wise?
It's R1 million.
And what if you don't win? I'm going to win this competition.
Ladies,
I'd like you to join my new crew.
she's in.
I know your dancing crew is lacking a few members. You may know someone who's willing to help you out.
Do you know how to jive? Uyamlalela babes.
Devon, make some noise for the Soweto Cats!
Do you know why the Soweto Cats are the reigning champs for 3 years straight? Because they're dedicated.
You're actually doing this for yourself, for revenge on your ex.
What's going on here?
Go back to work now.
You are black. You are beautiful. And the world needs to see it.
We can win this thing. We need to focus on what is important.
You're busy chasing a dream that you might never achieve.
Believe in me. We can do it.
Now is your time.
Jiva!
Beautiful, 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 beautiful trailer right there. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of dance. I love seeing people express themselves through dance. You check what I mean? Go make sure if you haven't watched this movie, please make sure that you go to Netflix and make sure that you watch Jiva. Beautiful dance, talks about how the dance scene in Durban is like, this lady who's following her dreams, just making sure. Beautiful movie right there, you know what I'm saying? Jiva, all about the dancing, throwing down the moves, you check what I mean? So that's a truly, truly South African story right there. And we really, really appreciate it. That's it for the show this week. Nice and swift and straight to the point. If you're watching all up until this point, I really, really appreciate you. Please make sure that you subscribe. Please make sure that you follow me at Sound Sangoma on Instagram. You know what I mean? Please make sure that you follow everything that we're posting and turn your notification on. With all the love, I'm blessed. I'm wishing you a very, very blessed week. And, keep safe, stay motivated and stay achieving. From me, check the Sound Sangoma and the Village Show. Thank you very much, and we out.